Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorial, what I want to do is look on the new items that was showing in cornucopia. And if you notice, this was a big release on new animals, so they look very interesting. And let's look what is different now, why these models and animals become much more useful inside the Vue. As well, we'll look on some animations. So here's our Vue application, and let's go ahead, load it one model. And I did purchase this English Bulldog. So here's our model of our dog. One thing now, what you notice inside the Vue, you have these kind of looking green lines. For those who doesn't know it or not familiar, this is a bones. So what's happening when you create your model? Right here you can see your model, it's like a shell, but it cannot actually animate it or move it without assigning those special points or bonds. So imagine it's like a skeleton around this. So when you create a skeleton and you assign those points to specific skin or your shell of your model, by modifying, moving the bonds, your shell will adjusting accordingly. So now Vue, actually very nice, it's supporting the bond system inside the application. So when you start modeling or you want to reposition your model, you don't just stuck to one specific pose. Now you can actually modify that model inside the Vue. And it's easy to do. Now when you import, you notice you have a model and it's have it like plus sign. So it's meaning it's a group of different objects inside the one. And what we have it here, one, we have it all our textures in our kind of shell, our skin. And next we have it the bone systems. And you can actually going, it's build like a tree hierarchy. So you can go in and you can see, select each separate points. So let's go to the like a tail and we select the point of the tail. And let's come closer and kind of to better understand what does bone do. So you notice we're rotating. So here is our ways of one bone connect to another one. And this is kind of like pivot point. So when we start moving our tail, it will move around this pivot point or the connection to this bone system. So of course you can go ahead and select different point if you want it and modify that way. And what we do right here, we actually can select the point and adjusting on our screen. You can notice we can move it how we want it. The other things nice about the bone is have a parent-child relation. So what is meaning, you notice when I select the one on the bottom right here, it just going and move itself. It doesn't affect any other ones. But if we're going up to the hierarchy and we move this, it will move this bone and one below this child. So to help you with this, you can notice how the drawing like it is triangles in the point. So the bigger one, it will be your parent and your child. So it's also a little bit visually distinguished in a way how it's done. It's maybe help you. So when you decide says, hey, I want to change this bone, so you can look how the build go to this point, and now the all leg will apply to this. Next, you want to just modify one on the bottom, and again, you can go this way as well. You can adjust here. It does not apply to these limits, so we can create a very unrealistic pose. In some cases, limits can apply it, and with limits doesn't allow you to move there beyond the realistic points. But because we don't have it limit set on this, be careful when you set pose, so it will look a little bit more real in a way it's done. So right here, for example, we can just slightly adjusting this way or in a way you want it. Okay, to access bone system, you can do through your object browser, or you can select the model, right click and go to edit object. And when you edit object, you have your skeleton editor. Here you can do several ways. One, you can select by separate and go on your screen and modify this way. As well, you can use it bone parameter system where you can obviously modify position, rotation, or the size. Other things also, one additional options which is make much more easy for you when you create animation or anything. If you're going to root or a topmost level of your bulldog with all, you notice right here we have an animation bar pop up. So let's click on this. And now you have a couple things available for you to load and save it. One thing what's happening now, let's look first on a load. So let's go click right here and I'll have it some walking. So apply this one. If you check repeat, it will take this animation and will cycle. So it will right now, if you notice, if we start moving the dog animation going and it stopped. If we enable a repeat checkbox, the animation will continue during all timelines, so it will never stop it. It's kind of like loop it. And that is very helpful when you start creating some scenery. So let's do this way. Let's apply that animation. Okay, we have our dog. Let's also do something more fun in this. So we'll go ahead, load it. Object will go to our architectural. Okay, let's select maybe some buildings. Okay, we'll just take some residence. Place it right here with our camera. There's our camera, so we'll set actually. Let's move to the first frame. Okay, our dog. Let's put it on the ground. Okay, we'll move him a little bit more far away so our dog will walking. Maybe he a little bit too big. There you go. Okay, our main camera. Let's position right here. Okay, let's add a few more buildings maybe. Okay, we'll go load it. Some right here. Let's put it down and just adjusting, and maybe one more building on another side. So this is very simple scenery kind of looking. There you go. Okay, we also can go ahead and just slightly adjust our lighting. Okay, and let's animate. So right now what's happening if we start moving our camera, you notice the dog, he kind of like staying on one place, it's sliding. So let's animate our dog. We select it. And beside that animation, one more interesting thing you will notice. So he animated by itself, the object animated. So we'll go to last frame. Let's go right here. And we take our dog and, okay, let me select my dog. And we'll just move it maybe around here. Okay, so at this point you actually will notice, so let's watch in this screen, the dog is actually still moving, and the best part about this, if we watch on animation on the legs, it's actually moving as well. So you apply multiple animations. We apply animation on the legs and animation on the object itself. Okay, now let's go take our camera and just maybe adjust a few things with our camera. So we'll go ahead and we'll say track our dog. So we'll move a little bit right here, take a camera, we're adjusting. And we'll just move all the way here, take our camera. And repositioning. Okay, and we can preview our animation. So you can see we have a dog walking and just camera going kind of around him. Okay, let's do a couple things. We're ready to make our test render. So we'll set up. I want to put at least on the broadcast quality, because what does broadcast add to us? Let's look right here. It will enable motion blur. And when it's moving, I want to have it slightly motion blur and not sharp one edges. So we'll go right here, enable broadcast quality. Frame rate. A TV set, if you're using in a European countries using PAL system, which is 25 frames per second. If you're using NTSC, which is Japan or America or some other countries, it's a 30 frames. Personally, I kind of stuck with 24 frames per second because I do a lot of other filming, and this is more like a film speed as well. Let's put 640 and render our animation. So right here, what I done, I render animation, and let's preview, see what we have. So we have our dog walking, the camera following him. Okay, we can go ahead and just play again this one. Okay, a couple things also, what I did for the camera as well, we enable slightly our response time, so it will have a little bit more loose control. Let's give it a bit natural look on a camera, so it doesn't go straight following. It's a little bit delay, like making real looking. So right here again, our dog walking. And you can notice right here we have a little bit on a loose camera again when it starts moving. Okay, so here's a short tutorial to showing you how you can reuse the born objects and compose modeling. Okay, and also how to apply animations. One more small things, kind of trick, and you notice right now, it may happen when your camera accidentally point up, and this is just the preview. As soon when you start moving, the camera reposition properly. So this is just visual artifact. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio. Please visit us on our web is www.geekatplay.com.